Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 18 of The Well. I'm Drew.
And I'm Kat.
And I'm super excited today. We have our very first guest, special guest. You are our inaugural guest, Eric Brouman.
I am delighted. I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. But nerves are good.
This is the first time I performed in front of two people.
Used to a bigger crowd, right?
Wow.
Well, usually I'm by myself. No, I'm kidding.
So, Catherine, why don't you walk us through how all this came about? Because let me give you a little bit of a backstory. Catherine, when she gets an idea, she's like a dog on a bone. She does not, she is absolutely 100% invested, does not stop. So she had an idea and she marketed it, and here we are. So
yeah.
Why don't you walk us through how we got here?
Well, Drew and I went to Podfest in Orlando. And that was a couple weeks ago. And we had so much fun. There were probably 2,000 people registered for the festival. It's indoors at, what was it? The Marriott Renaissance, SeaWorld.
Yeah, SeaWorld.
And you had a ton of podcasters there. And Andrew and I, we had so much fun interviewing people. And we were like, oh, we should definitely start having more guests on our podcast. So we did a call for speaker type podcast guests, and Eric definitely sent his information in, obviously. And I took a look at his profile and I was like, wow, this is so interesting. Like hospitality, entertainment, cruise director has quite the resume. So I said, hey, let's connect. So we connected. We had a little 15-minute connect call and
14.
14. And Eric was super funny. So I was like, you know how it is when you connect with people, when you're going to have a good conversation and when you're not going to have a good conversation. But yeah, Eric definitely is the type of person we're going to have a good conversation. But I would love for Eric to introduce himself and tell more about him. And then we can dive into questioning him deeper.
I looked over your stuff and I'll let you do your intro, but super fascinating. I can't wait to hear more.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, thanks, Catherine with a K.
Yeah.
Very difficult for my chat GPT to spell. It's always with the C when I'm talking into my phone and I have to edit it.
Always.
And Andrew, hello, welcome. First, I got to get my OCD out of the way. I just don't like that I'm not centered. Just wasn't, I don't know.
I could put us back into this mode. Is that better?
I don't even like looking at myself. But anyways, yeah, it's great to be here. I am currently in Cleveland, Ohio, where the temperature is, and to God, I'm not kidding. Today it's warm. It's 20.
Wow. It is really cold.
Setting up my new, I don't know what you call it, Amazon Echo with a screen on it. Hey, Alexa, what time is it? And I got a new one a few days ago, and I couldn't figure out how to change the temperature to Fahrenheit. I kept thinking it was Celsius, but it wasn't. And I'm like, hey, Alexa, please change this to Fahrenheit. It is Fahrenheit. I'm not joking. It was that cold that I've never seen the numbers that low before.
Wow. It didn't know what to do.
Yeah, right.
But I come from cruise ships, working as entertainment. I grew up as a magician and did all the cheesy birthday party shows, the bar mitzvahs, and then college shows and corporate shows. Remember my first show at a birthday party charging $75. And for $100, you'd get balloon animals.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So you can make balloon animals too.
Yeah.
It's actually really good.
So do you still do magic? Are you still doing...
Watch this.
Get a live show.
Did it work?
I don't know what was supposed to happen, so maybe.
Do you still see me?
Yes.
I don't do magic anymore. No, actually,
why?
I do occasionally here and there, but I haven't done an actual show since the pandemic, and that's what kind of stopped. There was no work. My show stopped again, and then after like 2 years of the thought of, oh my God, getting back to do that show, I kind of just slowed down a bit.
Oh, that's interesting. I feel like a lot of people felt like that.
Yeah.
After post-COVID, I think there's been a lot more anxiety, at least. And I know I felt it about going back in person to do certain things, whether it's like work or I talked to so many people and my friends too that are like, oh, I want to work remotely. I don't like going in the office anymore. It's actually really interesting what an effect COVID has had on everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, during the pandemic, we all got to learn how to use Zoom and all the videos.
Yes.
And so during that time, I had a really great career on my OnlyFans page, which now I don't do that anymore.
Alternate work.
Wait, I thought you looked familiar.
I recognize you.
Can I see a picture of your feet? No.
Remember, he does magic. Oh, that's funny.
So I am fascinated with so I'm going to reveal a bit of a secret, and I'm going to out Catherine and I. We have never been on a cruise.
Oh, yeah. True. Ever. Yeah.
So
but a lot of people we know have.
A lot of people are like, you guys got to get on a cruise. So you have got to have an arsenal of good cruise ship stories.
Yeah.
Why don't you share with us a couple of those? Like for someone that has never been on a cruise, what would you tell them? How would you explain the experience?
Well, I would say when you see the crew and you wonder what does the crew eat? Because you never really see a lot of the crew eating.
Right.
We basically eat what you have left over. No, we basically
Sounds terrible.
We eat the same food. So I always made a joke to the guests, please leave a little extra on your plate. No, listen, so you got anywhere from on small ship, 500 crew up to 3,000 crew on a huge ship. And they're all down below eating in their mess halls in the officer's mess. And the best part is entertainment, like myself, certain departments get to eat up with the guests.
Oh, that's nice.
And so we can eat in the dining room, the buffet. And when we do, one of the reasons we don't like to is because people always stop us and want to chat and ask me questions. And I have been swarmed by people, and I just oversee entertainment, but they're telling me their toilet doesn't flush. They think their butler stole something from their room, but they're talking to me.
Oh, that's funny. You're the catch-all. It doesn't matter. You're associated with the cruise ship, so you get all the things.
Right. The cruise director is the face and the voice of the ship. And you are also, some people are not going to like this, the translator of the captain. Because when the captain comes on and makes his announcement, if it's very important, I'm always called to make another announcement right after him. So it's basically saying what he said and enunciating in English better.
Interesting. Wow. So
did you get sick of the Love Boat references?
Yeah, I always got sick when people called me, what's her name?
Julie.
And when people didn't know what I did, oh, you're the cruise director. Oh, you're the Julie.
Wow.
I guess I'm over it because, growing up, I always had red hair, freckles. So I had all the names in the book, Carrot Top to, can't even say that one. Are we on national television?
No.
We bleep it out. It's okay.
No, from Carrot Top to, I used to get Hot Pocket. I don't even know what that meant.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Wow. So, but you were of industry for a while, right? So you've got to have, what was the craziest entertainment experience you've had to provide on ship?
Ready for this one? Hold on
I'm ready. I'm holding.
Give me a little of this.
All right. I'm holding.
I worked a nude cruise.
A nude cruise?
Oh, wow. A nude cruise. Like a hedonism type cruise?
Wow. How'd you get that gig?
Well, I applied. No,
it was OnlyFans page, remember?
Yeah.
They saw my feet. Well, I was the cruise director at the time. And so the cruise director oversees everything.
Right.
Entertainment. But the ship was chartered. So you can charter a ship like even you guys, podcasters.
Right.
They have guests, followers, and your guests want to go on the cruise with you too. So you promote it, sell the tickets, and you rent the cruise.
Oh,
so
wow.
a nude company chartered it. All we were told was crew cannot get undressed, only the guests. But the entertainment team is the only crew that's allowed to be somewhat risque. They can't be totally naked, but they could dress. So I'm like, there's no way I'm getting undressed. Now you have to be dressed until you are out in international waters.
Oh,
and so
wow.
my job was to, as soon as the captain says, We are at the point. Go ahead and make the announcement. I now have to do the bing bong. Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eric, your cruise director, the voice from above. We are now in international waters. It's time. And when I did the bing bong, you can see I had different cameras. You can see clothes were just flying off from the
Wow.
People were in the coffee bar ripping off their clothes. It was really a sight. And the only thing you could not do is you could not come to dinner without underwear.
Oh,
Wow.
for cleanliness, for hygiene.
I don't know. I guess you can have your tatas hanging out, but you have to wear underwear or some sort of
Interesting.
shorts while you're in the dining room.
I wonder if that's some sort of food regulation.
I know.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
part of the rule book?
Right?
Wow,
Well, could the crew
Yeah,
just
I don't
wear
even know
what
where
are
that
they
rule came from.
what are they called? Epaulets? Could the crew just wear like epaulets on their shoulders and nothing else?
You'd have to adhere them, stick them to there, but yeah.
That is wild. So how
I
did
guess
it go?
everybody had a good time.
Yeah, was it fun?
It's a little different when you're talking to somebody and you're trying to look in their eyes,
Uh-huh.
but you just want to see.
Everything.
And what you'd expect is right. The people that want to take their clothes off and the people that want to come on that cruise are not necessarily something you want to look at.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's all different types.
Let's just say they spend a lot of time at the buffet.
Yeah.
Naked people eating. Oh, that's not. Yeah, that's not something that sounds.
Your next podcast.
Yeah, naked people eating. That's kind of like Naked and Afraid, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Naked people eating. That's wild. That is wild. I didn't even know you could do that on a cruise. Wow.
I know. I didn't either.
I mean, there's stuff that I can talk about. How shall I put this? I was way back before I was even a cruise director. I'm going to turn this thing off here. Before I was even a cruise director, I was what they call a fly-on magician, where they'd fly you onto a ship, you do your show,
wow.
guest entertainer, and then they fly you home after a couple of days. And I did that with Disney and a few other cruise lines before I was working on a ship.
Uh-huh.
And I got hired for a chartered all-gay cruise.
Oh.
2,500 or 3,000 people with 4 women. And
wow.
It was over the top, unbelievable with the amount of pyrotechnics, staging, lights, costumes. It was like Broadway on crack.
Wow. I'll bet that was a sight.
But the part that I cannot say loud is that I got to edit myself. Late at night, when the lights went down, you'd go up on not that I went, but you'd go up on the top decks, the real high where there's no people and it was dark and they were doing stuff right out in the open.
Wow.
Just in the hot tub, and it was
up on the perch.
Yeah. It's just
wow.
I got video I'll send you.
You got some clips of that we can throw in here?
No.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Got any B-roll?
So did you always want to be a cruise director or in entertainment?
I always wanted to be in entertainment.
Okay.
At 18, when I took, this is the sad story. You go to, some people go to spring break. They go to Florida or something.
Right. Yeah.
So I went and I was the stupid tourist, rented a yellow Mustang convertible.
Ooh.
And was with a couple of friends. And we got to this area in Miami, which is this large bridge. And you look out, it's been in all the movies, all the cruise ships are lined up. Pull over on the side of the bridge. And I would stare at that and tell my friends, that's where I'm going to be one day. And I would stare at it. And they would sit there and they would say, I can't say these words on here, but let's go. I wanted to, this is ridiculous. And I get 5 more minutes. And I'd say, I'm one day going to be on that ship. And I manifested that. And
wow. That's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a sight to see. I mean, it's one of the largest ports in the world. And you see 15 to 20 of the largest cruise ships end to end lined up.
That's awesome.
Football fields. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
So how often were you on land? Did you have just a jump pad, or how often did you have a home life if you were always on a boat?
So you gotta love it. If you don't, you're never going to stick to it.
Mm.
You get on and this is not for me. So most positions are on a ship for 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
And you work 7 days a week. There's
Oh,
no days
wow.
off. There's no, it's Sunday. No, because it's hospitality. It's every day. And then you're off 1 or 2 months. So
Okay.
those 1 or 2 months, this is where the story gets crazy. Most of my friends I met over the years on the ships are from the Philippines or Indonesia.
Mm.
And so way back in 2008, one friend was, you gotta come visit me. You gotta come visit me. So from around 2008 up literally until this year, I've been going to the Philippines every 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
And would go there, stay for a month or two, visit people, eat for free, have a lot of sex. Like
The food or the sex or both?
at the same time.
Yeah, everything in excess. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to book a trip to the
that's kind of
Philippines.
legitimate. And Filipinos, they will work 6 to 8 to 9 months, not the greatest pay for their particular job. But when they get off the ship and they're home for a month or two, literally live like a king. I mean,
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
a king. I can just tell you, I was there this October and I was out with 3 friends. We were at McDonald's. So there's 4 of us in McDonald's. We all 4 get the combo meal, cheeseburger, drink, fries, times 4. I paid for it, $9 for.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
Wow.
yeah, it's weird to think. So the US dollar goes very far there.
Yeah.
I would say
I've
so.
actually heard that. Yeah.
Where's one of your favorite or like top 3 favorite places to cruise to? Where did you absolutely love? Obviously the Philippines, but you didn't cruise there.
Right. Vietnam and Cambodia.
Really?
Really?
Just crazy. And then I was able to bring in local talent onto the ship. And so the guests would see a local cultural show and then the guests would get off the ship. So they'd see some real live, stuff from that country. A port that if you ever go on a ship, your first time will probably you'll probably definitely have Cozumel, Mexico on the ship. And the crew love Cozumel. It is the day you have Cozumel, the crew are like, I can't wait to get off the ship. And you walk off and there's just so much for crew to do. There's crew centers. There's an area that has food from different countries that cater to the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam. These owners of these bars are so smart, knowing that all these ships come there. So let's get food and drinks, beer from the Philippines, beer from India, import beer, and they bring food from all these countries. So when they're there, they can't wait.
Wow. They create a whole experience.
Yeah. My first walking into this bar and they had Red Horse and San Miguel, which are beers from the Philippines. I'm like, what? And forgot the other one, something Kingfisher from India. I'm like, these owners are so smart to target because the guests are not going to come to these kind of small hole in the wall bars or restaurants.
Right.
The crew know about it and the crew talk about it. And there's thousands and thousands of crew daily in Cozumel, Mexico.
That's interesting.
Wow. So I love that you kind of bring in the cultural aspect of things, bringing the culture from where you're, let's just say, docking or where you're in port to bring that culture on the boat. Was there any culture that really struck you as, wow, I've never experienced this before? Like where you've traveled and just the culture you were just in awe over some of the ceremonies or rituals or people. Was there any sort of culture that really, really struck you as, wow, like awestruck?
If I get this answer wrong, do I still get the job?
Yes.
It depends.
Before I answer that, I was telling Catherine that I'm in my interviewing stages right now with different opportunities that I have coming up. And I've been going through so many interviews just like this. And I showed her, I can't show you now, but for the one I just recorded prior to you called Higher View, where you do your answers in a video.
Right. Yep.
And I have right on this wall, huge sheets, scripts of what success looks like, budgeting and profitability, operations and execution, why this role fits for me, what success looks like for me. So as I'm practicing these questions, I'm like, am I reading? My eyes looking up there? But okay, anyways, back to yours.
Love that, by the way. I love the visual representation of
that.
Yeah, of your
this.
Yeah, we'll go back to that.
Questions.
Yeah, if I could pick up my laptop and turn and just show you what's on this wall. You know what? There's some definite culture things that threw me into a shock first. And let's go with an Asian influence. It was mostly Philippines, but I've seen people from India, Indonesia do this. you're down in the crew mess. And I didn't have to eat there as an officer. Cruise director is an officer with like 3.5 stripes. So you got the captain, the staff captain, the hotel director, the cruise director, and the doctor, believe it or not, are on the same level as me.
Oh, wow.
But I wanted to hang out with, I don't want to use my people, but I don't want to be sitting with these officers who want to be in a separate room because they're so superior. Or I ate with my friends from housekeeping, from room service, from laundry, and they would eat the rice and with their fingers. And they'd be sitting on nice plates and silverware. And sometimes they would put a plastic glove on, but shoving it all in.
Really?
Just like, and very fast, very, very fast like that.
Wow.
And when I went to go visit, Indonesia or Philippines for the first time, and I was taken to like these provinces out in the middle of nowhere, that's how they ate.
Interesting.
I'll never forget going to someone's party, drinking their beer, and the beer in the Philippines is warm.
Ooh.
They don't have enough cooler space, and it's so cold there that they drink their beer with ice. So when you go to a bar or a restaurant, they're going to serve you that beer and a bucket of ice, and you're putting the ice in the beer. And I'm like, I remember I was complaining. Do you have anything cold? No, sir. No cold beer. Occasionally you'd get a cold beer, but most places not. And the one house party I went to, they had this huge block of ice, huge, and they're chipping it away at home, but the block of ice is a little dirty.
Yeah.
There's just some stuff floating in it. When in Rome.
Yeah,
right.
We're spoiled in America, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is
We are
definitely true. We're spoiled here.
That is wild.
And
Warm beer.
When I was just there, they think, and I try to change them, and my friends don't listen. There's no point. They grew up on this, but they put their ice in their beer and they think that's the way. And when I get a cold beer and they want to drink the cold beer, they say it's too cold, or they put ice in that beer. And I ask, and they go, you got to put water in it. You can't drink the beer. It's too strong. You got to water it down. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it drives me crazy.
They're doing all sorts of alterations to the beers.
That's wild.
Customized.
I don't think I've ever seen ice in beer. That's crazy.
Yeah. And when I put ice in my white wine or let's just say red wine, white wine is usually cold, but I don't like red wine because it's not cold. So that's all I have. And I put an ice cube in it. I always make a joke. They do this in the Philippines.
It's correct somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they do that in the Philippines? Do they put ice in red wine?
No, okay. I don't think I've seen that there, but they probably will. I mean, I don't know.
That is
I want to
wild.
go back to the interviewing. I want to go back to the interviewing because I find it interesting. Things have changed so much, like post-COVID. It's like you do a lot more like remote interviews. So I think for me, it's a little easier to prepare because if you're on camera, you can have all the notes, especially if you have multiple monitors. You can put things up on your computer screens.
You know what? I have found that I am so good at improvising on stage in front of groups of people.
Right.
One-on-one, I sweat.
Really?
I have a hard time. I don't know. I just look at that person that's interviewing me. They are holding my future in the palm of their hand. And what I say, they can just, maybe they don't like pink.
Yeah, right.
And right away, the minute the camera opens and they see hair like this or something, they judge right away. Yeah.
Really?
But you don't feel like that in front of a huge crowd.
No, I thrive on that. I wear outrageous suits that I get custom made in Thailand that match my shoes. And
really? That's awesome.
But on a date, one-on-one,
Uh-huh.
very not sure what to say sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Shy, uncomfortable. But you put me in a room of 80 people, I can date all of them at once.
That's your jam. Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that.
That's why you're so good at what you did, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of awards. I saw.
This might screw things up, but take a look.
Wow, you weren't kidding.
I would totally do that. I'm big into notes like that. I would
Yeah.
tape it to the wall.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
That's awesome. That is good.
It's good for when they don't come on camera.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
then, okay, watch this. I noticed myself today, there's no real way to do it. You kind of got to memorize it, but I'm doing this. Let's say the question, they go, tell me about your budgeting. And I go, well, I'm comfortable building my budgets, but see, my eyes are up there.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I'll give you a little top tip when I'm coaching like people to speak in public. I just say reveal it, normalize it, and I'll say if I'm looking up, it's because I'm thinking, and if I'm talking while I'm looking up, it's because I'm thinking while I'm talking. So you just kind of call it out before they notice it, or if they notice it, you call it out anyway. I'm
It's
sure that
still
wasn't
hard,
really all that
though.
helpful, but yes, it is.
I've definitely done that.
Emoting is always interesting. I used to love interviewing people and they would just be nervous and they would never smile. I'd be like, smile. Everyone loves a smile.
It's serious.
Nobody really dislikes somebody smiling. And if you do, you probably need to evaluate yourself. But everyone just feels more comfortable with a smile.
You know what? What's kind of funny about that, I just, I would say the first week of December, finished 1 year of Invisalign.
Yeah.
And my teeth were okay. I had braces as a kid, and then I never wore my retainer or night brace. And then so they moved. And I had a great job that I just finished December 4th, and I had great insurance. I'm like, I'm going to go do something. Little did I find out that insurance paid for maybe a percentage.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I got them. And I now look at myself and I'm smiling and I'm in the mirror and I'm like, these are great. And I'm more confident with that smile. And yeah, that's my story about teeth.
That's great. I did Invisalign as well. I thought it was great. I think mine was 8 months and reset my teeth. And now I wear the retainers every night. And Catherine gets to enjoy the retainers of Invisalign every night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Take your teeth out so you can have your snack.
I wonder if no, I won't go there. But any case, so I'm going to out myself in this too. So I watch a lot of bad reality TV. So have you ever entertained going like on private yachts, like being like a stew on a private yacht, like below deck, for example? Have you done that?
No, I've not. As a matter of fact, I actually applied.
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah, to be on below deck.
That's awesome.
A couple of times. First, you do everything online, and then you do this video, just like I described. And I got past that stage. Then I got the personal interview, and during that personal interview, everything I thought was really, really great. I'm like, I'm getting this gig. I'm gonna do this, and then didn't hear from them, and then they send you that letter saying no, blah blah blah, other candidates. So I pushed it and I said, please explain what I could have done better. And is there anything that you can share with me that, whatever. And never have I ever received a reply with an honest answer. Normally I ask that question if you don't get the job.
Right.
And you reply.
Right.
I got a reply. They said I was too into myself.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Those words, it was, we're not looking for someone who thinks they're a star, not coming on the show to make this show all about you. It's about taking care of the guests, and your over-the-top, exuberant personality might just something. I'm like, wow.
My goodness.
Have the producers watched the show? I mean, it's like the antithesis of what the show is. It's all about the crew.
That's crazy.
Wow. I would have never expected that.
I had been hired to perform as a magician on certain smaller boats and yachts back in my younger days. And one unbelievable scary story about, I used to take a person's ring and just literally borrow their ring, hold the ring. I can't do it here because I don't have the apparatus, but would literally make the ring disappear. And like, oh, cool. And then the ultimate was I'd reach in my back pocket, pull out a zippered key case, unzip it, shake it, the keys would fall out. There'd be a key ring, and their ring would be wrapped around the key ring with the keys in it. So I go to pull it out, unzip it. There's no ring in it. So I'm feeling my pockets. I'm looking around like, oh God. So I'm going to reveal this. And if there's any magicians watching, so what comes out of the case that I pull that you can't see is a fishing line on kind of an elastic. It shoots back, a reel. I pull that fishing line out. You can't see it because it's here. And I'm holding it like this. There's a hook in my fingers that I hook the ring in. As soon as I let go of your ring, it's going to reel back into the pocket. It's a reel, right? The string is on a tight wound
wow. Yeah.
fishing reel that automatically shoots back. So now I know where it is, and it's supposed to be hanging in my back pocket. All I have to do is hold it. They can't see. When I open it up, it just shakes out. It looks like it's been there the whole time. The ring must not have been on the hook. And when it spun back, it flew.
No.
It's a wedding ring. They just
no.
This is the bride-to-be. They think it's all part of the act. So I move on. And I'm doing card tricks. And as I'm doing card tricks, I'm doing this.
You're like freaking out.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I would say about 25 to 30 minutes later, the dog shows up and it's in the dog's mouth.
Wow. And it hadn't
Now
eaten
that's
it?
a magic trick.
That is. Oh, wow.
That's a magic trick right there.
Now, this was real. And they thought this was planned. And I didn't know it was in the dog's mouth, but the dog comes over and is sitting there and then just kind of opens its mouth and spits it out. I wish at the time that I thought, and I could have gone, ta-da!
You were probably like, oh, good, there it is.
I didn't say a word, and then the bride saw it and says, oh my God, that's so cool. Has it been there the whole time?
Wow.
Wow. I didn't even know you could bring
one.
dogs on a cruise ship. Can you bring dogs on a ship? I guess if it
was a passenger yacht that they had rented for out. Maybe they owned it. I don't know. I was just hired as a magician. But I
would have had a heart attack.
This. When she went to go pay me, the husband was to pay me at the end and said, oh my God, that was great. And you had us so worried about the ring and you waited that long for it. That was just unbelievable. I'm going to tell everybody. I thought about it and then I go,
please don't.
I told him, I go, you know what? I told him the whole story that I had no idea where the ring was.
Wow. What did he say?
Showing him I was sweating. I was so nervous. I couldn't believe it. And I got a tip after that.
Did you really?
Hey,
oh, wow. Hey, made a great
is the
story.
best policy. Honesty is
That's
the best
funny.
policy.
I think I would have had a heart attack.
Yeah. I don't know how you continue to perform with that level of anxiety. I would have been like, oh my God, we got to stop. I got to find this. So is there any liability in that?
That's a good question. When I would perform at places like theaters and stuff, they had their own insurance and things. And technically I was supposed to have, I never did in my whole life, some sort of entertainer's insurance. I mean, you guys probably know what a bar bat mitzvah is when the kid turns 13. In Jewish. I performed at a girl's bat mitzvah and I was supposed to do an illusion show, big tricks, illusions. And I had a pyrotechnic device on the stage with remote control that, just poof, shoots fire and a little bit of confetti. There's a sign that I put, do not walk across, do not come on the stage.
No.
The girl, I'm not kidding, this is the true story, walked up on that stage to take some photos. And I'm assuming this is what happened, but the remotes with the photographer's camera and the lighting triggered the remote for that. It went up and shot up her dress.
Wow. Wow.
Ran away quickly enough, had little small, like sparkler burns on the inside of her thigh.
Oh my gosh. Was she standing over it?
Yeah. The husband, her father is a lawyer.
Oh, great.
No, of course.
And I was like, I'm done. And luckily my out was, there's a sign I put right there. No one's supposed to be here. The photographer wasn't supposed to be here. Thank God he saw me really nervous.
And I'm sure the sign helped too.
Yeah.
Well, it is a rite of passage, right? You are entering adulthood. So there you go.
There you go.
That is true.
That's
wild. Pretty
wild.
Scary.
I couldn't even imagine that.
I wrote a lot of things before to put in a book. People say, oh, you should write a book. And so I would journal and then never did it. And now this conversation is making me think that I should put something.
Finish the book. Yeah.
But who the hell would read it?
You'd be surprised. It's one of the things that we took away from the podcast convention, which is crazy. I didn't even know that such a thing existed. But a lot of people create podcasts and they translate them into books.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I didn't know. So you never know. And a lot of people have been pretty successful at doing that. Just it's a random group of stories. So people like to be entertained and people like to read, surprisingly enough. So
that is true.
podcasts
You never know.
into TV shows like Murders in the Murders in the Building.
Yeah, we love that show.
Yeah, we watched that one.
Absolutely
That was a
watched
good
that
one.
show. We thought about doing. Go ahead.
I was like, would you say you've finished all the seasons of Murders Only Murders in the Building, right? Or
Yeah, we didn't finish the last season. We still have the last season to finish, so no spoilers.
Did you start on that one yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
No, we didn't start it.
My question, you can save it and message me later about this. that whatever the season is, 3, 4, I don't know. I don't know. It got a little it was the same thing over and over again. I was bored in episode 3. What are they doing? What's going on? This is the same. I got bored.
I think that's why we didn't start it.
Yeah, we find ourselves at that point a little too often lately. I feel like, you're in entertainment. So, I feel like the writing of shows just really isn't there. It's not, they captivate you and then they can't keep you on the hook for too long because because we're impatient, right? They have to produce so much because they lose their audience. But man, the writing just hasn't been great.
I don't think blaming it on us. No, I think some of the writing is just not very entertaining. I love character development in shows. I love that. And it's rare to even see shows do a lot of character development over time.
What was that movie we just watched? 2 nights ago?
Which one?
If I had legs, I'd kick you.
I'd kick you. Did you watch that one?
Did you see that
one, Eric?
That's a great name.
It was okay. It was advertised as a comedy. And if you look at all the reviews, comedy drama, but the way they did the trailer, they made it out to be a comedy. And it's about, I'll tell you just a summary. It's about a mother who works full time. She has a young child that has some undisclosed disease that she has to care for the child. She's married, but her husband's never there, or he's traveling a lot for work. And
she's in the military.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then she has the therapist who doesn't really help her. And so there are all these scenes about her and how, what she thinks about and how she like handles life. And so in the trailer, it's really funny, because you can relate to it. Like a lot of the stuff that happens in life. And then we watched it the other night and I was like, what is this?
I was just confused the whole time.
Someone was high and wrote this script and it turned into like all the genres in one movie. It was like a sci-fi with strange lights that she was seeing. And then it was bizarre. And it was funny because we read the reviews after and people were like, this was a really artistic movie, where it took you on a journey to nowhere because it just ends. There's no like real resolution to it. And it was just bizarre. And so Andrew's birthday was the other day and we watched it on his birthday. He's like, worst birthday movie ever. It was just funny. But I see that a lot. There's not a lot of good writing and character development anymore.
I think 3 different shows that will sum up your character that you like. And I'm still watching them over and over again is Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, and Ozark.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
I have rewatched, as a matter of fact, I'm watching Ozark again, and I finished Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad 3 times I've watched. Can you imagine how many episodes that is? And I've watched
That's a lot.
But
it's good. I do that too. It's rare that I will watch something over and over again, but if it's good, I will go back to it over and over again. I do not mind watching it.
OnlyFans.
Feet.
Those are good shows,
that's right.
though. And I'll have to do a review on the OnlyFans page, but so
just for this week, I have a free week, and then after next week, it's $7.99 a month. So you should get on top of it.
Right.
We'll make sure to put the link in the show notes so everyone can subscribe. So, what was the last movie you saw that you liked?
I watched one last night, and it was the Rooftop Man.
Was it Roof Man?
I watched that. Roof Man.
I
watched that too.
I was just laying there in bed, literally like, what am I going to watch? I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm going to watch something. And I go, there's a movie I know about this guy who breaks into a Toys R Us. I couldn't think of the name, so I looked it up. And then, I don't know if you ever saw it. It was all right. I think even though it was a true story, it seems impossible that they didn't catch this guy living in that thing with cameras and how he became so close with this woman and they're out on dates every day and no one recognized him.
Right. So
It was a little bit sensational. I will agree.
Yeah, I think so.
I will agree. But it wasn't the worst movie I've seen. It wasn't the worst movie I've seen. And there's been a lot of bad movies out lately. I hate to be
watching The Night Manager.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, they keep releasing.
It only took 10
episodes.
years to release season 2. I was like, 10 years? I was like, that's a long time to wait.
Saw a movie in the theater like a couple days ago. It was my friend wanted to see something scary. And so we thought this was scary. And we went to go see, it's called Send Help.
I think I've seen the
previews for that.
The previews look really cool, but this was kind of almost like a comedy.
You never know what you're going to get anymore.
Sometimes the people in the theater are more entertaining than the actual movie.
That is true.
That's true. Although I don't like crowds. Andrew knows this. I don't like crowds.
Catherine, so what do you do, Catherine? What do you do when we go
movie
to the
theaters?
Or like, and I never knew
awful?
this. I was like,
no
one ever. Why is no one ever sitting in this row? And I never knew this until she outed. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know you did this. What a waste of money.
No, you could say that, but you know what?
That's
Peace
fiscally
of mind,
irresponsible.
Because I have had and you and I went to the movie theater. And we had these two guys that sat down in seats next to us. And it was before the start of the movie, but they were talking so loud to each other, like no self-awareness. And then the movie started and we were hoping they would be quiet. No, they just kept going. So Andrew leans over and he's like, hey guys, could you tone it down a little bit? And they were like, oh, sorry. And I was like, this is why I buy the seats. So no one can sit next to me.
There's a possibility I may go broke now because I think that is an ingenious idea.
Especially if you go to like the $5 movie theater or something like that. I mean, it's cheap, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the shows now are so like the ones I just want were the laid back seats.
Yes.
Push a button and they can come bring you food and stuff.
Right.
But there's the seats are so big that even someone next to you is okay. But talking, well, what if I smell their breath? Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Or if they bring food, a certain type of food that really gets on my nerves.
I mean, I don't know how we did it back in the day, literally with the fold down seats and, the packed theater.
Yeah.
Man, that was.
Now you have like an entire like Burka lounger
I know,
in the movie theater.
It's like being in your living room.
My mom a couple of weeks ago to go see Song Sung Blue.
Yeah, we just saw that
we just watched it.
Loved it, by the way.
It was good.
It was good.
And she's 85 years old.
Aww.
And get her up to the theater, recline the seats. She's sitting there. And when I go to a movie with someone, I always constantly check to see if they're sleeping.
Yes, yeah.
And if they are, I get really upset because I paid for this. I want them to enjoy it the same as much as me.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's an experience.
She was awake. She stayed awake. I saw her mouthing the lyrics,
Oh.
So it was she loved it. She even cried at points. And I noticed I was crying and she was crying.
That's so cute.
And the best part was when the movie ended, there was only about 8 people in the theater. But I couldn't get her up because she's 85 and the seats go forward and get her up out of there. It was great.
That's a good memory, actually.
Yeah, Neil Diamond. That's funny because when we watched that movie, it reminds me of my mom. My mom loved Neil Diamond. Yeah. Hot August Nights. I'll never forget that album. She loved Neil Diamond. So
I have a trivia question about Neil Diamond that no one, I would say, anyone I've ever asked never knew his name or knew this answer. Do you have any idea what he wanted his name to be when he was getting out in show business? He didn't want Neil Diamond, and he asked his manager, I'm going to change my name too.
I've heard this, but I can't remember.
Don't
so you
quote me on this,
me.
But I'm 98% right on this. He wanted to go by Ice, EICE, Ice Cherry.
Really?
And here's how my parents had a Neil Diamond it came inside of a record, and it was the program, like the sleeve, and you'd open it up, and it was a booklet. and about his bio. And I'll never forget sitting on the toilet one day in my parents' room. When else are you going to read a Neil Diamond? And it said that. I said, I wanted to change my name to Ice Cherry, and my management said, absolutely not. Don't do that. Stick with your real name. And it's kind of how it happened.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I'm so glad he didn't. That was a terrible name.
Yeah.
What a terrible name. Why would you
Ice Cherry?
Awful. Ice Cherry?
I wonder what inspired that. That's very interesting.
Ice Cube? I don't know.
I guess.
Ice
My goodness.
Iced tea, Ice Cube.
Cherry
Ice
icy at 7-Eleven? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I never knew that.
Now all we have is just ice.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I know, right?
Too soon.
Yeah, man. The state of the world is crazy right now. That's for sure.
It
We
really
could use
is.
some more entertainment.
When we first spoke prior to this podcast here,
Right?
you're in Dallas.
Yes.
And he said to you, oh my God, do you watch the show that's, Landman?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I told Drew about it.
You're like, nobody in Dallas watches that. And the funny part is, my brain was thinking the next day, I'm laying in bed and all of a sudden I go, we have a show called Hot in Cleveland. And nobody in Cleveland watched that. It was with Betty White. Like, it was about Cleveland. It was supposed to be filmed in Cleveland. No one here ever watched it.
You know that old joke about how people in your own homeland don't like you. I mean, it is true. I mean,
that is why I've moved 18 times.
Can't get any love at the hometown.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place you've lived?
What's
your favorite in the United States? Let's keep it. Yeah.
Florida, because that's where all the crazies are.
What do you mean by that? I need you to elaborate.
You could walk into a supermarket and see, I'm going to use my words here, see people who need air conditioning and who are just kind of airing themselves at the produce section with the Coke. I remember getting Chinese food to go. It was a little place where you'd pull in the shopping plaza. You'd go in and they only had Chinese to go. You couldn't, maybe one little table while you wait. A man comes in just in underwear, full hair busting out.
Are you serious? Wow.
Walked in, picked up his food, turned to me and said, this place is great, and walked out.
Did he pay for it?
What?
Did he pay for it?
Yeah, he was
okay.
I don't know how he's already prepaid or paid online, but walked in to get his food to go. He says, hey, I'm Harry. That's funny. Whatever his name was. And I'm just sitting waiting for my food they weren't shorts. They were like really whitey, tight underwear.
Wow. Oh, he did not care. He did not care.
Wow.
He felt free.
Get a sign there, the old sign that should say no shirt, no shoes, we'll give you service. Something like that.
Right. Yeah. He pushed the boundaries that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I can see why you like Florida. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
weather.
So
I know. True.
go ahead.
No, so compared to where I grew up in Cleveland, nobody in the world should be subjected to having to leave their house early to scrape their windshield, warm up their car, and drive slow so they don't hit somebody. That's so dumb. No, is the thing. Except
I'm from the East Coast, so I get that. You would scrape off because you would be running late, so you'd scrape that little circle.
Yes.
Just to get this defroster to start doing something, and you'd be driving with this like little circle
Trying
in front
to
of
see
you,
out of
trying
it.
to navigate.
Sometimes
right?
all I had was a key, and I would remember when you start your car with a key.
Yep.
Catch that. And then I would have my wipers on, and you'd hear.
Oh yeah, it's like ruining a wipers.
Yeah.
It's funny here though in Dallas, like literally the little bit of snow or just inclement weather just shuts the state. We didn't have mail for 5 days this past
it's
go.
crazy.
Like literally mail for 5 days. So
And you said that to me, and you were like, "What's the motto? Nor rain, nor snow, nor sleet."
Yeah.
But apparently,
that
did
doesn't
affect
apply
it.
to Dallas.
That's
So,
right.
But tell
We're
me
just-
real quick if I'm a bad person for something I did last night.
Oh,
Okay.
This is true. And apparently I must be bad because if I'm questioning it. So I ordered food off of DoorDash and the guy gets there. My driveway is not, I live in a place where it's like an Airbnb right now. So it's not plowed. The steps aren't plowed or shoveled. So he pulled right into the edge of the driveway. I go out I don't let him come up the steps. I go, don't come up here. You'll fall on these steps. I take the food. He takes a picture of it. Great. Gets back in his car. I sit down. I'm starting to eat. I still see his lights through my window. I get up. He's stuck at the end of the driveway.
Oh, no.
Well, I sat back down and continued to eat.
You didn't want your food to get cold.
Turned off the light that I had on the front porch because I thought he'd already gone.
Uh-huh.
And I watched a couple episodes of Ozark. It was about an hour. I looked out. He's still there.
Oh, my goodness.
What would you do?
Go to sleep.
Yeah. It's 9:00. It's dark.
Uh-huh.
It's freezing, snowing.
Uh-huh.
I get into bed and I'm now watching TV and I have to think about it. I can't. I get out. He dropped the food off at 7:45.
Oh, wow.
9:30, he was still in the driveway.
Oh, wow.
How did he get out?
I don't know, but I went out between, I checked again between 10 and 10:20 and he was gone.
Okay.
He was in there for a couple of hours at least.
Wow.
Bad person.
What would you have done, though?
You need help?
I mean, you probably couldn't move the car.
Maybe he just needed an extra person, to...
But he also didn't come knock on your door. So
I waited for that bell to ring.
He didn't bother you.
Yeah. At one point, though, while I was eating, the phone rang and it came up as, it says...
DoorDash?
No. It did when I answered. Spam, possible spam. And it went to voicemail, but they didn't leave a voicemail. And I thought, could it be him?
And you were plagued by thoughts all night.
Yeah. But now that this is like, I don't go to church, but I'm now.
Yeah. Confessional.
This is cathartic for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Release it.
Ask this, please. What can I do? Hail Mary is something, I don't know, something.
This is your apology to the DoorDasher that, was stuck in the driveway.
In your driveway for 3 hours.
Shout out to the Dashers.
However, I will do this. Later that night when I'm in bed, it comes up as, rate our experience, rate our service. So I rated him a 5, and then I gave him an extra tip on top of it.
Yeah. See, you atoned.
Yeah.
You atoned.
Buy
you
some
gave
snow
the extra
tires.
tip. Yeah. Here's your tip. So actually, I have a DoorDash story as well that's weather related. So I ordered Chick-fil-A. And it was late at night and it had been snowing here. But I was like, okay, well, it's kind of melted. And if DoorDash isn't operating, they'll put it out there that they're not operating right now. So I get this guy to go pick up Chick-fil-A. And I'm a really good tipper. Like I always tip above and beyond, just FYI. And so I'm like checking the little tracking map and I'm like, gosh, this is taking forever. And the store closes at like 8:00. They close early because of the snow. And it's like, it's preparing your order and, it's almost ready. And, your DoorDasher is here to pick it up. Well, the DoorDasher was there to pick it up for like a good hour. Okay. And so I was like, it was an hour and a half
She
later.
was really hungry.
I was finally like, what is this guy doing? So so now DoorDash has a little chat feature, which they didn't have before. So I chatted with a little representative from DoorDash and I was like, hey, I said, I've been waiting for this food for like an hour and a half and the DoorDasher hasn't moved. I don't know if he's okay or if something happened to the food but the restaurant's closed. So in the app, it says, oh, the restaurant's closed now, but it still shows. So it removed all my tracking info. So I couldn't even track it and I couldn't call the guy or message him for some reason. It was disabled. So I messaged them and they're like, oh, we'll cancel it. So they canceled it. But that whole night, and they gave me a refund, but the whole night I was thinking, did that guy go over there and I canceled the order? And, he didn't. He went over there and was waiting forever and like drove in the snow. And I made him drive in this hazardous conditions to pick up food that got canceled. But then I have a short memory, Andrew will tell you. So by the next day, I'd forgotten about it. I don't know what happened, but, it was a good story.
Well, I have one last thing to say about all of this.
Okay.
And I noticed like you guys are probably out of time. We've chatted so long, but one more DoorDash, which will tie in to one of my biggest beliefs, hospitality.
Okay.
So,
I like this.
Hospitality is about everything. This is not a joke, but the old saying is treat people how you want to be treated.
Yes.
A long
Golden
time
rule.
ago, someone taught me something that is not true. not teach people. Be hospitable to people the way you think they want to be treated, because not you want to be treated. Everybody wants to be treated different. One person just wants to bitch and complain, while another just wants to be heard and listened to. So the hospitality is so important. And the reason I tie in how important hospitality is to this DoorDash thing, not that long ago, I ordered food for my parents and I'm at their house and I'm watching on the map and I'm seeing it coming. And he says, I'm on my way. And I see he's pulling into the area. There's a little guard gate apartment complex where my parents are. I could see he's just about to pull in. And all of a sudden, I see him going the opposite way. He was literally 2,000 feet, if not less, from our front door. And he's now going the other way. I text him and I say, hey, I think you're going the wrong way. And I'm not kidding. He replies, I'm out of gas. I'm heading to the nearest gas station and then I'll be back with your food.
Oh, wow.
Now, here's the thing. He was in our parking lot. He was as close as I can walk there in 15 seconds. Why he would drive another 6 minutes to go to a gas station and come back
with cold food
blew my mind. Anyways, to me, hospitality, if I was that person, I would have said, hey, I'm out of gas, but I'm coming in. Sorry. I would have come in, gave the food, and then went, what? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. That's very strange.
I guess everyone has a different definition of hospitality.
Yeah, that is. I guess so.
Andrew, when we're done with this interview, I want you to Google, I don't know how to spell it, but you can write Cleveland and then Ghoul. I mean, you can look it up now, but I think it's Ghoul. I'm going to do it with you and look up photos.
Cleveland Ghoul?
Let me just see if I'm right.
Cleveland Ghoul.
Yeah, Cleveland Ghoul, Ghoul. And then there you are. If you look up his photos.
Ron Swede?
Did his photos come up?
Huh?
Does it look like Andrew?
Yes, I see Ron Swede. I've been compared to a lot of different people in life, and that is the first I've been compared to Ron Swede. A lot of times it was the guy from Chris Maloney. I used to shave my head and I didn't have facial hair. So that was the other one I used to get a lot. But
that's funny.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. I don't think I look like anybody, but hey, I'll take the compliment.
Oh, I could see
Well,
Chris Maloney.
He looks closer to you than the AI photos looked of me when you generated it.
Hey, it's the future, right?
True.
AI's wild, I have to say. I've seen my face. I'm like, whoa. I don't
You
look
always
anything
look the
like
same.
that.
I always change, which is crazy. It's so funny.
I'm either 800 pounds or a stick figure. So yeah, there's really no in between. But Eric, I really appreciate you taking time today to chat with us and be a guest on the show. Yes. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed learning more. I would love to learn more about hospitality. I love the hospitality industry. I have a background in it from my years cooking in a kitchen. We were not the most hospitable in the kitchen in the back of the house, but we did appreciate the front of the house when they were. So
I learned most of my bad vocabulary from the kitchen.
Yes, we're good at some things. At some things. We could teach you how to drink drugs and run on coffee and not a lot of sleep. So yes. So it's always interesting, the back of the house routine. But in any case, is there anything that you want to share with the audience that they can find you? We'll put all your info in the show notes. So if anybody's interested in booking you for anything for entertainment, I'm assuming you're available.
If there's anybody out there who is looking for someone to be their director of entertainment and who can afford above a 6-figure salary and housing with a bonus and also living stipend, I'm your man. I will take ordinary to extraordinary in 5 seconds.
I love it.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure. I thank you. My friend chatted me to say today, and he goes, hey, there's something going on at the Expo Center. It's his home and garden show. Do you want to come? And I said, no, I've got a podcast I'm doing today. And he says, what made you do the podcast? And I said, well, I'm not getting paid for it or anything, but it gives me an opportunity to put on one of my best shirts.
You're like,
well, we
appreciate from the closet.
Yeah, we appreciate you showing up with your best shirt.
That's right. Looking sharp.
Really appreciate you coming on the show and just sharing some of your stories. And we'd love to have you back. If you ever want to come back on, we'd love to have you back. And we could talk more about your crazy cruise. I have a few more questions I wanted to ask. So we'll definitely reach out to have you back if you're interested.
Yeah, that'd be great. I do have, it could also give me some more time to think of some crazy stories.
Absolutely.
That some I cannot say, but maybe I can learn to edit them so I don't get arrested.
Chad,
We can
please
inspire
edit the
that book
story.
of yours. Yeah, so you can get cracking on
Yes.
that book. So
We will look for
we
it.
we would definitely read it. We would definitely read
great.
it. So
Perfect.
So again, this is I guess we're episode 18 of The Well. We're going to sign off. I'm Drew.
And I'm Eric.
We want and that's Eric. We want to thank Eric for joining us, our first guest on the show, and this is great. So we appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.